Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. So, everybody knows when you come to this channel that you're actually speaking with a pastor, and I like to say a true pastor at that. When you watch and see the falling away of some, forsaking of the assembly together as the manner of some is, when you watch and see the different attitudes and how people are adopting new doctrines and stuff, especially concerning you don't need no pastor. You don't need to be around no people, which it doesn't make any sense because when you read the book, it clearly tells you that we as a people were a nation that were around each other constantly. Even when you read during the time of the Messiah, when he was here, they had the temple, they had the synagogue. They had a geographical location where everybody could actually go, and actually everybody could participate Sabbath after Sabbath. But then you look at today, people coming up with some newfound doctrine saying that you don't need to be under no one, you don't need to listen to no one. But how do you hear then? Because faith comes by hearing, and hearing comes by the word of Yah. And how can they hear without a preacher? And how can he preach except he be sent? We, in this miracle, are constantly, all the time, and we give Jesus glory for it. We have miracle signs and wonders that take place all the time. Am I a seasoned debater as well? Sure I am. I can debate anybody on any of the subjects that hardly ever anybody ever disagrees. They usually disagree behind the scenes or something like that. But I'm a skilled debater. And I just can't never get these people who beat the pulpit and say all these things and they believe what they're saying is true, to come out from under the comfort of their churches and stuff. I mean, I would actually go up there and visit them. I've been to churches and debated people in these assemblies. I have. I think today that people are comfortable in lies and they have convinced themselves that you don't need nobody. Now, the book tells us that they without us could not be made perfect. Tells us don't ever forsake the assembly. And then when you start reading in Colossians, you start reading in Ephesus, you start reading in Philippi, you start reading in all these books, it talks about the assembly that was in their home. 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 We're very unconventional for a lot of religious churches that you've grown up in, but we do have order and structure. And I do notice that some of the most rebellious ones are the ones who balk against that order and structure. We also have people that is in a spirit of dishonest gain. They know that they are going to be leaving an assembly, but still they ask you for money with no intentions of ever paying it back. So just being dishonest, if you understand what I mean. And of course, their reward is coming both naturally and spiritually as well. People who get out here and bark and beat the table and so-called cry aloud the most, I've learned something about these type of people. What they do is they get out in front of every story and they put their spin on it and they tell you what they want you to hear. And then you don't hear from the other side. And some people are so gullible that you throw away the word that says out of the mouth of two or more witnesses shall every word be established. They just throw it all away, every bit of it. And so it makes you wonder today, how can the people of the Most High Yah be strengthened if we're not around each other? What are we going to do when we read the book of Revelation, when it says that he's going to have an assembly in the wilderness prepared for the people? You're going to get out there and all you individual lights, all you solo people, you're going to get out there and destroy and be destroyed or destroyed because you're going to murmur because there's going to be an order that's going to be set up and you don't like it and you're not going to be up under nobody and stuff. And it makes no difference. He clearly tells you in the word that he has set forth first the apostles, the prophets, evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers. And then even in the assembly to help regulate the people, to help us to be able to have soundness amongst ourselves. He got elders and deacons. I just don't understand what people are doing, but then I do understand because I know what it is. It's the age of rebellion. And then, I was saying the other day, matter of fact, last night I was saying, look, if you are not a true preacher, you need to keep your mouth shut because you're going to be judged by every idle word. And some people are just so full of themselves, they think they're so profound, and yet they don't have what the book says. These signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall cast out devils, and they shall speak with new tongues. But you don't, I begin to wonder today what is really going on and how people can be so content going against what the word says and still be so happy. I know what it is. And I said it once, I said it 3 times in this video already. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. They're just rebellious. Rebellious. Guaranteed ain't none of them done not one miracle, sign, or wonder since they left any assembly whatsoever at all. No. But they go out there, the very world that they left and despised, now they love it again. Love it again. They have this perceived so-called liberty that really just genders the bondage again and again. And we are right. There's a bunch of men out there that actually act like women. I mean, women are the ones who sit around and have envy and strife towards each other. Women are the ones who sit around and gossip and slander another woman with another woman. Women do stuff like that. Men, they work. Men, they get things done. Men, they build. Men, we're hunter-gatherers. Men, we lead our families. We ain't got time to be set up there, but I tell you, the problem and issue we have today is undiagnosed mental illnesses, undiagnosed head traumas and problems, was people probably have banged their head a few times and they have really messed themselves up. Nevertheless, I assume that I'm making this video right here for those of you that are in the faith and still striving. Keep yourself in the love of the Most High Yah. We have sweet, wonderful fellowship. We do. But you keep yourself in the love of the Most High Yah. Hope I said something to encourage each and every single one of you. That is my prayer. But stick with the book. Don't sit there and listen to people's opinions and they have no book to back it up. And then watch the evil beasts, the slow bellies, the liars, those who twist and warp the scriptures. Watch them too, because they'll deceive you. While they're not in any assembly, they always got all these words to say. They got all these perspectives, but yet and still, they won't come from behind this camera right here and get out into an open area, because the book does say to debate your cause, so they can be put to an open shame, so you can actually see the type of evil spirits that are on these people. But y'all be encouraged. Like I said, the king coming.